everybody. This is Road Quant 1 coming at you from West Los Angeles. We are broadcasting on this global transmission on literally Saturday night. It's Saturday or Sunday night, and we're basically transmitting from West Los Angeles in a makeshift studio with, 3 or 4 cameras and two or three mics around us here, dozens of laptops and tablets and stuff, and it's kind of fun. It doesn't, we're not doing this for money, whatever, but we just wanted to, keep up the podcast and bring new guests on. And I think Lavish is somebody who I've worked with both on, like I said, the tech side and also producing, her music in the studio has been it's actually been an eye-opener. She's, one of the best talents I've worked with, but we brought her back on this podcast to just say, hey, hello, welcome back. We haven't seen you in a while. We wanted to check in and see how you're doing.
Oh my God, thank you. I've been doing so good. Thank you for saying all that. So sweet.
Oh, you're welcome.
I hope that you've been doing well. I've been doing good, just staying focused, productive, and positive.
Nice.
To the
well,
best
let's
of my
have
ability.
a cheers then.
Cheers.
Cheers. It is good to see you.
You gotta put your pinky up, like that's Lavish style.
I'm actually conscious that that's like super Guido,
Italian.
super Italian. I can say that because I'm Italian.
That's why I
but
love
like,
Italians.
it's
Oh
a
my
little bit
God.
like woo. You keep that. You keep that
cut that part
finger.
out.
No, I don't care. It's
I've been practicing. No, because when you do tongue exercises, you're pronouncing. I have a little lisp. You might hear it in some of my songs. So I've been practicing, speaking in front of the mirror.
I think it's kind of a nice signature, event actually in your songs. Oh yeah, it's because it's not like you have a heavy lisp. It's not like 50 Cent who was shot in the face and it's literally, you can hear it in every song.
Yeah.
Right, because he's probably have teeth missing. I don't know, whatever. But it's maybe a slip or a lisp or whatever, but it shows up once in a while. It's kind of sexy actually. I like it. I remember. You're welcome. I remember hearing it on some of the recordings.
That's sweet.
And,
thank you.
That's something
I like that feedback. Thank you.
You're welcome. Well, like I said, coming before the break, you were one of the people in, again, whatever your act is, you had a professionalism in terms of creating songs. Like most people say, oh, I'm going to do this and that, and then they never do it, right? So that's the thing. That's why myself and my partners at our company were successful, because we would say things, okay, we're going to make this video game. By this time we were in the video game business, and there it's advance against royalty, a lot of money at stake, blah blah blah, and you have to perform, you have to meet your deadlines, and it's not like a joke or anything. So you're dealing with teams of dozens, hundreds of people sometimes. So you came out of nowhere and you were like, wow, I remember oh, I'm going to have 2 or 3 songs and this and that. And all of a sudden you showed up with 9 songs. And then it grew to 12 and 15. But what channels or what brings all that inspiration? Because even after that, even after we cut, the first album, or if you can consider it 2 EPs and then the extra songs, but however you want to slice up the Snickers bar, you produced timeless songs, not just some mumble rap crap that everyone else can generate on a computer. No, I'm being honest. I was a classically trained piano player. I just never got into it. My brother really took off with piano and guitar and songwriting. So he was sort of the musician of the family. I switched my keyboard of piano to the keyboard of the computer, and then the rest was history with Black Ops Entertainment when we produced all these video games. So, and even to this day, we're still back in, originally Unity and the Unreal Engine, but we're still going forward and all that stuff. And part of our discipline, part of our, production process of creating video games is creating music and albums. So whether it's Street Hoops or James Bond or, NCAA basketball, X-Files, every single one of those video games that were multi-million-dollar productions where we don't just get oh, give me $5 million. It doesn't go. I don't get to buy a house. No, that's you have a team. You have $5 million worth of people working for you, and they're creating this game called X-Files or Terminator or James Bond or whatever it is. Basketball, we did a lot of sports games like boxing, but you were somebody who came at us and like just kept producing and producing and producing. So we kept going back into the studio, back into the studio, back into the studio. And then we're like, well, we need to do a prep studio because we'd always rehearse. And that's why we actually came out of the studio with like always finished tracks, like mix and master aside, like that stuff, that's sort of a subtle kind of thing, but like we're done. Like you come out with 6 tracks, you come out with 3 tracks in a half day session, or, you know what I mean? Most people are like doing 1 track a week or every couple of weeks if they're lucky. So what motivated you to have all that ambition in terms of creating the number of tracks of high quality?
Well, I would say it's 2 things. One, like, that's just me. You know what I mean? Like,
okay.
Some people like to run. Some people like to, you know, do math. I just like to express myself or be, you know, just super, like, I'm just really, 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 really open and vulnerable. And I love expressing myself and becoming the art, and like whether that's through video or writing a song. So that's one. That's just something like that I knew that I was like since I was a kid. Like,
expressing the vulnerability, not really carrying a failure, but like just going forward just with the art.
Entertainment. Exactly. I love to become and entertain and let you know, just
well, you
be
do
that.
you have a great stage presence.
So that's one. And then 2, I was in love, honestly. And all those
beautiful.
songs just,
that's really beautiful.
You have a feeling here, and it's like, honestly, that was the greatest flow channel ever, because you're just like in love and you don't give a fuck. You're not, you don't care. You're not holding back, and all the lyrics just come, and like I would just be chilling, and it's weird. It's like, you sound crazy talking about it, but I'll literally just be chilling, and like my hand starts moving, and I look up, and I'm done, and it's a whole song in 3 pages. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and then
that's incredible. I mean,
and I don't practice the song, and then I'll go in the studio, and then I just do it 1 take or something. Like, but that's definitely was inspired by love, for sure. You know, I'm sure
there's a lot of inspiration that summer. It came. It was a beautiful. It was a beautiful thing. A bunch of recordings, and you know, I'd never seen anything like it. Because remember, most of the times as a producer, I wasn't somebody who was trying to be a music producer. I wasn't trying somebody who to be like the rapper. I don't. Like, it's not that I don't care about it. My gig was producing video games. I was a video game programmer and designer. And then once you have enough programmers and designers working for you, and artists and animators, you become the producer. You're the CEO, and you're running 1, 2, 3. All of a sudden now you have 4 teams. You're doing basketball. You're doing street hoops. You're doing, like, we did all this. These crazy projects that like some people thought we were crazy to do, and we did 2 James Bond games on PlayStation, and you know, we skipped PlayStation 3, played a lot of PlayStation 4.
Didn't really matter,
but we're looking at, you know, and then we got back into Unity and now Unreal, because Unreal is basically free. So you know, years ago, to get the Unreal Engine, you'd have to come up with $1 million, and you wouldn't even get a phone call. Oh yeah, and now it's free.
I love the internet.
and the modern times. I mean, people rag on your generation, the millennials, and I say, hey,
jealous.
The millennials are the ones who created all of this ease of and progress that your business could float on top of. And look at all the businesses. Exactly. Look at all the businesses that are doing well during this pandemic.
This being here on this channel, I feel like it's the common ground, because most people that are not in my generation just hate on us, and it's like, we have these certain skills and traits but
that's on them.
That's on them. Yeah. But the way that we are is perfect for the way the world is now. Like, we have to be like savage and beastie, and super entrepreneur, and like fuck college.
And it's highly competitive. In 4 years, skills, in a 4-year college degree, it's great to, like, when I went to MIT, I learned math and all this stuff, but we learned very little hands-on programming. I mean, this is back in the day. MIT has changed. It's a great institution and one of the best places to become, you know, an aerospace engineer, an electronics engineer, whatever. So I did I just wanted to be a hacker. I was a computer programmer, but in order to become a computer science guy at MIT, you first have to become an electrical engineer. So it's almost like you have to do both. It's almost like 2 disciplines. And I'll be honest, some of the math and stuff, sucks. It's like I've never used it since, but like you can't get out of that institute. We used to call it the institute unless you do all the work, and it really taught us discipline.
Getting in the system. You told me that.
Exactly. You taught
to
us
beat
system.
It. Yeah.
To beat the system, to actually get in, work the system, not to do anything criminal. Remember, we were always taught like that at MIT there was two types of hackers: building hackers, computer hackers. So I was in both groups, and like the building hackers was something I was sort of new to, but they would take us up to the top of like Kresge Hall or like Barker Engineering Laboratory, where recently, Mr. Raymond Huffman shot the Captain America footage with his drone. And and that was actually picked up by all the news channels. But like, MIT is sort of known for hacking and building hacking, which means basically you go, you'll put something like that Captain America flag you can see in this footage right here on the top of the Great Dome, which is in Kresge Hall. It's basically where the Barker Engineering Laboratory is, like, and you basically go in there if you're stressing about.
I get it. I mean, we all look up my generation.
Finals, you go to
we look up to Mark Zuckerberg, whether people want to admit it or not, and he dropped out of college. These people get honorary degrees, and it's like
too, if I
the future is. It's just like figure out what you want to do in this world, and use technology to help you get there.
Exactly.
Use Google to help you answer the questions you don't know the answers to yet. And just keep following those steps and stay away from
get
people,
out of the comfort zone.
Dream killers.
Yeah, stay away from dream. There's two. Actually, I would say two things. That's a good fist bump moment right there. You stay away from dream killers, and you stay out of the comfort zone. So if you're in the comfort zone, you're just like you wake up, you're kind of like, okay, there's no corona thing, whatever. I don't know. There's no virus. Like, I can't go to work. All of a sudden, you're on Instagram, you're on YouTube.
Yeah.
I'll be the first one to admit it. I'm a YouTuber, a small YouTuber.
YouTube is different than Instagram, though.
Well,
YouTube is different.
I use Instagram and barely.
YouTube is a learning. No matter what you end up looking, you end up learning from it.
Look,
Instagram is just not learning. It's you're
as
looking.
A video editor,
you're
I look at
lurking.
YouTube as a repository for like a.
Yeah.
I was telling you before, as a
Instagram bad.
Excuse me, but. And also YouTube, if you start spewing a lot of stuff about, lunar lander was fake, COVID-19, 9/11, JFK, YouTube will deplatform you slowly, and you'll get less. But here's the thing.
Facebook and Instagram can have that.
Here's the thing. They're trying to basically be sort of advertising neutral, which I understand. I would, if I ran the company and like the money was up, and if you didn't have all this BS around. Look, there are plenty other video sites if you want a conspiracy or the lunar lander was faked or whatever or not, yes or no, like all that stuff. There's plenty of other sites for it, right? So like Google is actually a pretty good site for starting a podcast, and the reality is like it's given like who knew like what would happen. It was basically the little kid with the violin, I wouldn't say his name, Mr. Green. And then a whole bunch of other just random stuff that, maybe gets 20, 30, or 60 hits, but like you would get all your songs got like 1,000 hits, a few thousand hits. Like, you have 20 something songs, you're like, all of a sudden you're contributing to the channel. I was
sharing my love experience on tape.
It was a beautiful thing.
It was rare.
Yeah. But I think we should take a break right now, and then we'll come back after station identification. Thank you for watching Rogue Quant channel. This channel is brought to you by DJ Gianni B, Lavish Wolf, AI Deep Trader, and a myriad of upcoming stars in the startup community. Anything else to add?
Any other questions you have?
Well, we actually have a few more questions, but we're going to come back after station identification.
Then I'm fine. Then.
Okay, thank you very much.